As you can see, I got the good vibes light on. And that's because that's what we need in 2023. For the rest of this year, we don't need nothing but good vibes. We don't need nothing but good news. We don't need nothing but peace. We don't need nothing but positive change, because so far this year, everything we've been getting has been curveballs, a lot of bad news, and a lot of trauma. Honestly, it's been a lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? We had the submarine go down and we lost 5 people. We had the situation go down in Alabama. We don't know how that's gonna turn out. You know what I'm saying? We got the split between men and women from the Keke Palmer situation with Usher. Before that, we had Usher fighting Chris Brown. I don't even know, like the rest of the months, everything has happened per month. Like we just been getting hit with everything. Maybe that's just cause we too in tune with our phone. Maybe cause we on the internet too much. I don't know what it is. Maybe we on our internet way too much. Maybe we need to take a break. Maybe we need to come back and go into our prehistoric self before the iPhone was popping, before the Android or the smartphones, period, was out here taking over. Maybe we need to go back to the Stone Age. Maybe we need to read a book. Maybe we need to go hug a tree. Maybe we just need to sit back and go back to the roots, man, because everything that's been going on is saturating. We already got so much going on for most people like me. We got bills to pay. We got mouths to feed. You know what I'm saying? We got our own personal marathon that we trying to run too. We got our own goals. We want to feel better. We want to look better. We want to do better. And then we got the curveballs of the world hitting us. Then we're going to have an election hit us. And then we're going to have, you know what I'm saying, the politics is going to divide people. So we already got the racial divide, which is crazy, because when I was young, I knew the world had racial issues, but now it seems like they heightened. Or if they ain't heightened, they've been highlighted. So there was racial issues, and now we got to deal with that. And then you got the issues with how people feel about sexual orientation. You got to deal with that. Then you got how people feel about how women can feel about their own body, or how they shouldn't feel about their own body, or if we even had to say so to say anything about anything when it comes to the woman or the baby or our own families. And then you got gender conversations, whether you are allowed to do what you want to do over here or you shouldn't, because this is the way we was made. This the image God put out. So you got this and this. You had last year, I'm gonna go to last year. Well, for the last 3 years, we've had this sickness plague the earth. We ain't never experienced that. Maybe there's an older generation that could tell us about something back in the day, but we ain't never had this. The closest I remember is like the swine flu when I was in school. Or we had staph infection also. You know, we had no things that put a fear in us. A lot of people might want to come to school, and that was cool. But we got through that. But now we got, you know, sickness going around that keep popping back up over and over and over. And that's putting fear in people too. People scared to be friends. People scared to talk. People done lost face value. People don't even conversate like they used to. You know what I'm saying? I ride around in neighborhoods and kids ain't even outside like they used to. There was a point where it seemed like we was waking back up. I seen a lot of kids outside playing. The sun was out. People was out. But then something else hit and everybody back in the house. Everybody back on their phones. Even me. And I ain't even a social media person. I find myself being on my phone. I find myself always looking up ways to entertain myself using the phone. And I used to be more of a nature person. I used to want to take walks. Maybe not necessarily through the woods, but I like being outside. I like the sun. I like feeling the breeze. I like rain. You know, I like hearing the birds in the morning. I like hearing the crickets. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I consider myself kind of a nature person. So I don't know, man. I feel like we need to get back to that. I feel like we need more good vibes. I remember the homies used to come over and it was a vibe. That's all we have is a vibe. We ain't have to do anything specific. We like to make music. We like to get in the studio and talk about music. We don't even make it all the time. We just sit here and listen to music and talk about how Wayne was killing the game back in the day. And you know what I'm saying? We start talking about who my top 10 favorite rappers of all time. And we start talking about, you know, them type of fun conversations, man. We get into it. But now, everybody's divided. Everybody's trying so hard to stay afloat. It's like it's so hard just to stay afloat. So everybody's trying their hardest to stay afloat. And then when we get back to that place where everybody's starting to, and then level out, something happens. Whether it's sickness, whether it's something from Hollywood, whether it's political, something hits us where we drop on one side of our life again. And then a bill hits that we can't pay and we down again. We level out, but now we're leveling out at the bottom. Hey, you know what happens when you level out at the bottom? A lot of people crash out. A lot of people crash out. They ruin their families, they ruin their life. And we need nothing but good vibes, man. That's all I'm pushing. That's all I'm pushing today. Good vibes. All right? I'm going to keep saying it. Good vibes for the rest of the year. The rest of August, September, all the way through. We need nothing but good vibes. And then when 2024 come in, that's how we bringing it in. Good vibes. Great vibes. All right? That's how we're going to end the rest of this year. And that's how we're going to bring in next year. And we're going to let that energy become contagious to the next year. And we're just going to keep rolling and rolling and rocking. And that's how we're going to do that. So that's how we're going to end this. And that's how we're going to bring the next one in. Nothing but good vibes.